Well, good morning and welcome to today's Wake Up Well. It's Friday, the 21st of May, and I'm really excited about the passage that we get to talk about this morning. So I'm just going to jump straight in. Okay, here we go. Isaiah 33, verse 15 to 17 says this: Those who are honest and fair, who refuse to profit by fraud, who stay far away from bribes, those who refuse to listen to those who plot murder, who shut their eyes to all enticement to do wrong. These are the ones who will dwell on high. The rocks of the mountains will be their fortress. Food will be supplied for them, and they will have water in abundance. Your eyes will see the King in all his splendor, and you will see a land that stretches into the distance. I mean, isn't that amazing? Honestly, it doesn't get much better than that and much clearer than that. I mean, as we talk about righteousness, I mean, I want that. But the problem is that most of us will spend an entire lifetime trying to strive for that level of righteousness. I mean, worst of all, we'll try to attain that level of righteousness all by ourselves. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's nigh on impossible to achieve that. I mean, it's nigh on impossible to achieve that anyway, but especially by yourself. I mean, it's almost impossible to achieve anything, really, by yourself. I mean, if we go right back to the beginning, Genesis 2, Genesis 2, verse 18, God said himself, "It is not good for the man to be alone." So, what did he do? He created Eve. He created a helper, a partner, a companion. And companions are a fellowship on a common and shared journey. That's what companionship means. Yeah? And someone who recognized this really well was J.R.R. Tolkien. And it was very much the focus of his entire novel, which was The Lord of the Rings, and I'm sure a significant number of us have either read the book or watched the movies. But he brings this to our attention in the characters, particularly of Frodo and Samwise. I mean, there was absolutely no way that Frodo was about to accomplish the mission that he had to destroy the ring all by himself. In fact, an entire fellowship of people was drawn together. They were required to join him along his journey, with each individual person playing a significant role in actually helping him achieve and become successful in the mission that he had. But even knowing this, as a nation, we've become increasingly isolated. I mean, just recently, it was bad before COVID, with a survey from the Office of National Statistics, the ONS, reporting that 5% of the UK population reported regularly feeling lonely. But just last month, as we hopefully step out of the worst of this pandemic, that figure has now grown up to 7.5%, with youth and young adults and the unemployed reporting the highest levels and the highest percentages of loneliness. It's probably fair to say that all of us have watched nature programs in the past where, a predator or a pack of predators has taken down their prey. But whether alone or as a pack, the strategy is always the same: to apply pressure to a group of prey until one of those prey buckles and falls out of the pack. Once separated from its community, the chances of survival for that individual are slim to none. And J.R.R. Tolkien knew this like no other. The goal of Sauron and his minions in The Lord of the Rings was ultimately to kill Frodo, the ring bearer, to stop him from fulfilling his mission. And the way to do this was to isolate him, to remove him from the pack. Because in isolation we stand a higher chance of making poorer choices that ultimately lead to our failure in our mission and ultimately our demise. You know, we all want to live lives of righteousness. I truly believe that as disciples of Jesus, that is our desire, our hope. And just as the prophet Isaiah prophesied, but I promise you, you can't do it alone. So, when the enemy whispers in your ear and tells you to pull away from community, because sometimes it's messy, you know, or perhaps it just feels inconvenient at times, I implore you, please, pick up the phone, meet someone for a walk or a coffee, as now we can, and be vulnerable enough to say that you need companions on this journey of righteousness. I hope you have a really blessed day today.